Yo, I am Omega, and this is Diverse Clarity. And of course, as always, I'm here with my man, Mr. John D. What's good, fam?
Good morning, brother. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
It's good to hear.
Friday morning. It's quiet outside.
For the time being.
Nobody's on the road.
Definitely. It's definitely foggy out there.
Oh, yeah, it was foggy this morning.
Yeah,
but it was nobody on the road. So it was just...
Well, it was definitely people out there with me.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good. I was going 80 and 120 just to make sure that my phone, because you know if you go over in the fog, you're like the alert goes off.
What?
Oh yeah, like when you go over 80, I don't know what's crazy.
No, what? On the phone?
If I am in the car and I go over 80 during the fog warning,
okay,
it'll go beep
on your phone.
Yes.
That's because you got the GPS tracking this and
Maybe.
See, man, you gotta, man, get off of.
I had to figure out how to
get off of Waze, get off of Google Maps.
So what do you use?
Sigic.
Look, man.
Hey, you don't need. It's SYGIC. You don't need data. It runs all by itself. Yeah, bro.
So how does it update when like a new road is created?
It does it. You can go in and you can use it for free, and there's paid options for like different things or whatever. So depending on where you are in the world, ones that could be good for whatever it is you need, right? So like the mobile cameras that they have out, like different parts of the world have those. It's just a bunch of different options. I'm not trying to like do a commercial for them, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, it's good, man.
Inshallah.
But yeah, man, it's good. It's the weekend. We living in this life of COVID and everything that's going on with that, bro. Like they said, like now it's talking about now they're telling people they might want them to wear like 2 masks.
Yeah, I heard you saying that. Really, people said that?
I saw it on the news this morning, man. Yeah, going through setup. I had things or whatever, had the news on, and I'm just like, it was something that doctors were talking about, and I'm just like,
does that make sense?
How about you just make the one mask better? Can we do that?
Or just stay in the house?
Can we just no. Go to sleep. I mean, I have no problem. Look, I have no problem staying in the house, but I don't want to stay in the house. Like, I don't like that mandate.
2 masks though. I know, because you have a level of privilege that you don't believe your health is more important.
Who?
You just like, I don't like to be told. Like, I don't need nobody demanding me to do anything.
Because I'm going to do what's right.
Are you?
I seem to remember you said it yourself. Let's go back to probably episode number 1 where we were talking about giving each other dap. And I was like, yo, I ain't giving nobody dap since February of 2020. And you was like, well, yeah, I really didn't think about it like that, because I feel that if I'm going to touch your hand, then you got my best interest in heart.
I do. I believe it.
Okay, then. So,
but you want to go outside with people that don't have your best interest in heart.
Who said I'm going outside with people?
No.
You making up stuff. When did I say that?
What did you just say?
I just said I don't want to be told that I need to stay inside. Right. But like, it's a difference. You
would do it on your own, right?
Look, it's a difference in this. It's a difference in this, right? If you sitting at home and you like, you know what? I'm gonna just kick it. I'm gonna just Netflix and chill, or Plex and chill, or whatever you got, whatever you doing.
What is Plex?
We're going to that.
Okay.
But we're gonna be on some tech talk. We're going the wrong direction, son.
My bad.
But it's a difference in saying, yo, I'm gonna just chill this weekend. I'm gonna stay in the crib on your own merit, versus somebody saying, you can't leave the house. You know what I'm saying? And it's like people monitoring CCTVs, and you got to sign up to get a pass to go from one location to another. You only got 2 hours to go grocery shopping, and that's the only place you can go.
You didn't like that? I loved it. You know why? Because I know people aren't as responsible as me.
Okay, for that, it's just simply, I just don't like being
So they
told.
got mind control over you.
I'm responsible.
That's what I hear.
Nah, bro.
I'm just saying.
I just don't like being told. I want to be able to make my own. I'm going to make the best decision based off the information that's there. And I'm not somebody that sits and waits for information. I go get it. So when somebody is telling me, stay your butt home. And I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's what I wanted to do. Now that you done told me, now I'm just like, now you feel antsy. Like, I want to look.
I don't think they be talking about me. I think they be talking about the irresponsible people.
Right. Okay, but you still are affected by that, and you still got to stay your butt home.
I'm comfortable with it because I know they're protecting me from these other people that need to be told what to do.
I'm with it.
Well, that's the way I look at it.
I'm with it because I'm with you 100%.
No doubt.
I just don't want nobody telling me to stay my ass.
They're not talking to you. They're talking
I'm
to
still affected though. I still gotta stay.
Well, I mean, you know what? I tell you this: with the technology and deliveries, you don't really need to go anywhere, and you have a wonderful like environment where you live. So,
well, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Between there and the studio, like it's.
I mean, I'm just saying, like you can go when you can go outside and. It's you have a different level of freedom. When I go outside, it's just like cars and stuff. You know, it just
different level of freedom.
Where
you think I live?
No, I'm saying I have to go somewhere to get. You know how that front part where you walk into your place,
okay,
you got like restaurants and sit down area.
Right.
I have to like go to a mall to do that. Like you have it like outside your door.
Oh.
Like when you walk outside.
Oh, you talking about that? Oh, yeah, with all them. Noise.
I totally get it, but I'm just saying you have.
I got you.
You don't have to go too far for it.
I got you. Walking distance for everything that you need and and whatnot. So
that's a great luxury to have.
Right. Okay. I'm with it. I get it.
And what I did when I first came, like visited you one day, I was like, man, it's COVID all out here because it was kids everywhere.
Bruh. Like seriously. So, yeah, that's why even in that space, like I'm not out around that. Yeah, I just go where I need to go.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? And when I need to go, I just don't want nobody telling me to.
I got you.
But yeah, man. But with that though, right? Like I think COVID is like is to a point. I mean, already we're past it, but where it's really playing on the minds of the people, and it's affecting. I don't know. I think it's affecting like the mental health and the mental state of a lot of people. And I'm not saying anything new for sure. So maybe anybody that's listening and watching, they're like nodding their head to it. And you're nodding your head because you're affected by it. You like mentally, emotionally, financially, and all of those go back to the mental, right? Or somebody that's going through it or whatever the case. And it's tough, man. Like, and with us, like dealing with like the black community, a lot of us, and I'm just speaking as a black man, a lot of us don't really buy into that. A lot of us don't want to go and get help and whatnot. But I mean, I don't know how you feel about it. Like, would you in a state of like where you felt and you can recognize that there's something affecting you mentally or emotionally or both at the same time, would you go and seek the help?
Well, I will, because I know people that actually sought help and got the help that they needed. And most of the time, we should be getting prevention help anyway, opposed to treatment. And if you don't go to just go see a therapist regularly,
right,
something's going to break down, and now you need treatment, and treatment is way more expensive than prevention.
Facts.
And the money is not in the cure. So we don't have so much information, but after you get to a certain level in life, you expose yourself to people who finds that stuff just to be a part of life. Like, man, yeah, I go to therapy like at least once every week, once every 2 weeks. And I'm like, what makes you, like, it was a big thing for me. Like, man, you need help. Something wrong with you. You crazy.
You need help because you go to therapy.
Yeah, like when you go into therapy, in my mind growing up, I was like, man, you going to see a shrink? Something wrong with you? Like, because everything that you've been fed, well, me,
right,
it was like a bad thing. Something's wrong with you.
It's the stigma. It's the stigma that revolves around the mental health or going to go see somebody or whatnot, especially in our community. But yeah, good. So
me being the Asian I am, I have friends that said that it helped them and it did wonders.
Right.
And I actually, spoke with a couple of people when I was going through like a bout with depression. And I didn't even believe I'll tell you this. I didn't even believe when people said they were depressed. I'm like, man, get out of that, man. That ain't nothing.
That's what we were told when we were young, though.
Yes.
In almost anything, go shake it off or whatever. You fall down and scrape your knee. Boy, ain't nothing wrong with your butt. Get up and go in there. And it's one of them things. And like, that was the way that I mean, that's the way that we were raised, bro. Like I can appreciate that. I did experience that, and then I've grown over the years, and I've gotten to a point where I understand better. Because they would say when you know better, you do better, right? I understand better, so I'm happy. I'm happy about that, and I think it's a good thing that I'm able to at least go back and relate to where, you were not, you were not being told what is probably best for you, right? You worked through it because you didn't know anything else. Right. But now that you're older and you're better and you're wiser and you've had more experiences due to all of that. Right. Then it's like, all right, well, I can do better. Me personally, I have no problem. And I do, get help or whatever. And at one point I was doing it on a regular basis because it's just like going to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nobody out there that is listening to this podcast or watching this podcast can say, I go to the gym once a year and I'm good for 364 days. There's no one. There's no one that can say. I mean, you may have your rare people that have been going to the gym in 5 years or something and they kind of maintain, you know what I'm saying, whatever they, but that's rare. And it's still
very rare.
But no matter what, it's still not going to look exactly like it would or it could if you were maintaining that
definitely
on a regular basis, 3 times a week, 5 times, whatever your regimen was. And mental health is the same way. And a lot of people don't realize this. A lot of people don't think about it in this way. And just like you said, there's that stigma about something must be wrong with you. Why you gotta go? Why you gotta go sit? And then but then they make the fun. They're like, you gotta sit on them white folks' couch. And that's another thing. We don't have a lot of representation of us in that space to where it may make some of us feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Yeah, I was referring back to, like something is wrong with you. That's why you're going. And you're trying to ensure that it does not affect your day. And like you said, the stigma, if you're going through something mentally as a kid and he's like, why are you not smiling? Smile. Right. Like you begin to think that that's how everybody feels and you have to just deal with it. And you don't realize that something's actually wrong with you as a child. Right. So you develop a defense mechanism that prevents you from feeling that way. And a lot of time it's backlash, getting loud, fighting, because they don't know how to deal with it. And the person that told you that nothing was wrong, you believe in. So how do you say like something's wrong with you? So when somebody's like, hey man, you know what? You probably need to go talk to somebody about this. What are you talking about? He's like, the way you're feeling. Nah, man, I'm all right. Like I felt like this my whole life. It was like, oh, that's why.
And you have that idea of what therapy is supposed to be like or what it's gonna look like. And it's like we want the microwave fix for everything.
Instant gratification.
We want that microwave fix. And I remember the first time that I ever went to therapy, right? Like, cause I'm thinking I was younger. I was probably like maybe, I don't know, 20, 27, 28, something like that.
You went that early?
Yeah, I had to. So I had to. So and I remember going, but it's like I knew what the problem was. So I thought, right? I knew what the problem was, and I'm like, well, all right, I'll go. Fine, I'm in, no problem. And I remember when I met it was an older white lady, and I remember sitting there with her, and I was like, she's like, just getting to know you, and so they're asking, the basic questions and whatnot. And I came in with big chest, right? I came in like, listen, I know what it is. All right. So I just want to like get right to the root of the problem. I don't want to talk about like no childhood shit, no parent, whatever. Let's just go right in. Let's just skip ahead 27 years and then boom. And then I remember like she looked at me and, they got the little notepad, right? And I'm like, and this is all, I know exactly what it is. I just need to get to here and I don't need anything else. And she was looking at me and she was just like, I'm like, what? Like, is that good?
That's what I'm doing to you. I'm doing this.
Look, and she was like this. It's neither good nor bad. And I'm like, oh. I was like, I got a problem, huh? She's like, And it's just like, bro, like, I'll go valet my parking. Like, I'm gonna be here a while.
So she got through you that quick? Where you like that was?
Nah, not like that. I mean, it was just fun because in my mind it was comical. In my mind, I was like, I have to go do this because it's required by the work that I'm doing, right? I was doing it for that reason, but I just didn't feel like I really needed to be there. So I just wanted to go in and be like, listen, this is what happened. This is what I saw. What's the best way to work through it? Like, it's like, look, doc, I've not studied what you studied, but I am me and I know me and this is it and whatever. And the whole time she was just like, mm-hmm. And I was just, to this day, I still see her face. And it was, for me, I approached it from a comical standpoint, right? And she didn't, and I remember she like gave me some homework, like gave me like these cards or something I was supposed to go. Anyway, it was a long time ago. And so I went and I started thinking about it. And the homework that she gave me made me think about other things. And I was just like, yo, this stuff is like, this is, and that was my first experience with it, you know? And then from there it was, you know, it was good in the way, look, here's the deal. If anybody, and I urge anybody out there listening and watching, right? We're talking about mental health. Anybody out there listening and watching, if you feel like or think like or curious about whatever, when it comes to your mental health, take action on it. Because none of us, unless you are doctors, right? And even if you are, doctors also go see other doctors for their mental health issues, right?
They should.
they should. You know, you can't lay on your own couch and write your own notes. Like, it doesn't work that way. I'm just saying. So if you like, just don't hold that in, because sometimes you don't realize how bad you've been affected. Depression is a hell of a drug, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get caught up in this whirlwind. And then, like, speaking about what we were saying, like, when it comes to COVID, there are so many people out there who have lost their jobs, have lost family, have lost their homes, are in debt. Like, I'm sure we could talk and list a bunch of things, but let's just say a lot of lives have been altered due to COVID.
Definitely.
A lot of ways of thinking have been altered due to COVID. And if you're not doing something to help yourself, then you're doing yourself and everybody that cares about you, yes, and everybody that loves you an injustice. You are. You truly are. Go ahead.
Now, I wanted to say, though, those who are considering to go, do not go like Omega did. You want to go and show them the worst version of yourself so that they can see what's wrong. Because if you show them the best version, it's going to take a lot longer for them to figure out the root.
Agree.
So take your masks off and give them the worst version of you so that they can come up with the best resources or tool set to get you on track to be at optimal level. But if you go in there doing like you know what's going on, it's going to be very difficult for the person to find a correct diagnosis for your healing.
Well, see, now I can go back and I really didn't go in like I knew what was going on. I just, in my mind, because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, I'm not in my mind, I was like, I know why I have to go, and I know what it is they want me to accomplish by going, right? And it was, let's just work on that. But from that person's view, they're like, do you realize that these other things are affecting the way that you think and that you feel about said thing? You see what I'm saying? So this is when we talk about getting to the root of the problem. And in the world of mental health, like they usually say like, all right, well, and that's what she says. She's like, let's unpack this. And it's just like, I'm gonna be here a while. So, but like that's what it is. And you have to remember, getting to the root of the problem does not mean simply just attacking the problem that made you go, because there are other things that potentially led up. Probably
yeah. I'm there,
led
definitely,
up to that.
yeah.
Right. So, and that was what it is. I wanted to hit it at the head instead of going for the root.
Yeah.
And that, I agree, is not the way to.
Did you know though that it was other things that created it?
We suppress them. That's what we do.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
We suppress them, or we push it off to like where it's not that serious. You know what I'm saying? Like when we was talking earlier, when it comes to like the black community and like some of the things that get in the way of us when it comes to this, like in regards to that, I would say like we don't believe black people, we don't need to go to therapy. Like that's not something that we need to do or whatever.
Why?
Or I'm just saying like
I know, I'm saying
ideas,
why do we have that? Why do you think?
I don't know. I think it's just the way that we were brought up, because especially if you from where I'm from, the majority of people in my family, around my family, people that I grew up with, probably went to school with, the majority of them, being from Georgia, the majority of them are going to be like, God got me. Just go pray about it. But you know. But I think they even say it like in the scripture. There's like faith without work is dead.
Dead.
Right? Mm-hmm. So, hello. Just because you gonna pray about whatever issue it is that you have,
don't mean it's gonna change.
You still got to put in the work, right? And for anybody that would say something like, well, you know, I got God, I don't need to go to, you know, see anybody or speak to somebody about this. Didn't God put those people on earth and educate them to the level where they are able to help you? So they're here as a resource for you. So why not? So
you know what? I wanted to talk like just to connect.
Yeah.
For black people, American black people. I don't want to exclude anybody out, but I'm just going to go with the history that I know. All of this comes from slavery. And when I say that, you know, that people are like, oh, here we go about slavery, but we never was given the essential tools to continue as far as the basic essentials. What is it? Maslow's hierarchy, basic essentials. Like, we were slaves, and then they put up different systems to cover up the word slavery.
Right.
So in order for us to adapt to a environment, the parents at the time was dealing with whatever they did. So they just brought down stuff. And if you think about it, religion was forced on us through slavery. They made us believe in this and say, this is what you do. What's crazy about it is that for some reason we're praying to the same God, but I'm at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? And then as we go through generations, certain things kept going. And we just never got to the level we were supposed to. So a lot of the practices that go on in the households, even as close as the household I grew up in. Oh, ain't nothing wrong with you. Toughen up. But you really don't know because you're not qualified to recognize that something's wrong with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So all he doing is teaching what he learned.
We only know what we know.
Exactly.
Like, that's it.
And guess what you do when you don't know the answers? You say God.
And in fact, it goes even just a word beyond that. Instead of just saying God, they will just say, "You just gotta have faith." And it's like,
what does that mean?
Like,
is God gonna help me when y'all not looking?
Right. Like, and it. I don't want to go there. Like, but you know, but it is though, right? It is that way. Like, people say, you just got to have faith. And if somebody doesn't know what that means, and I'm gonna tell you, bro, when somebody is going through something, and me speaking for myself, when somebody is going through something, you only it's like how you said this morning you was driving in the fog, right? I didn't catch any fog, but you was driving in the fog, right? And it's like, you know the road that you're on. And you definitely have an idea of where you want to go. But when that film get on the front windshield and that fog is thick and heavy in front, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is you going through your trials and your tribulations. You only see this. You have people on the outside saying everything's going to be okay. Nothing lasts forever. Everybody goes through it. I've heard all of it. You know what I'm saying? I've probably said it in the past as well when I've been the person on the outside. But when you're that person that's in the fog, that's what you see. That's it. And it's hard for you to see beyond that. So when somebody says you just got to have faith, if your faith is questionable, shaky, it's been beaten up over your trials and through your tribulations that you've experienced or currently experiencing, when somebody says that, it almost falls on deaf ears. To many people.
Without a doubt.
To many people. Because there are many people who come out of it and, you know, when they give their testimony or something, they're saying like, you know, I was, I had once given up on Christ, or I had to, and, you know, I'm trying to make this a religious, you know, debate or whatever, but that is a part of it. And bottom line is, all I'm saying is, like, no matter what it is, no matter what you believe, whatever you're going through, you have to put in the work to help yourself get through it. Outside forces are only going to do so much, whether it's your neighbor down the hall or some people that live across town. It doesn't matter. They can only do so much.
So what you said, when people say pray about it or have faith, it's because they don't have an answer.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you don't know what I'm going through and you're going to tell me to pray. What makes you think I haven't been?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you're assuming that I haven't been praying. And I hate when people bring God in it.
It's just a cliche thing, bro.
It is.
It's no different than if right now one of us sneeze and the other one says bless you. The person that said bless you might not even be a person that is strong in faith or, you know, whatever when it comes to religion. But they say bless you because it's a common thing. It's there. It's thought of like it's not protocol. What's the word I'm looking for? It's man, I can't even think of the word. But it's just when somebody does something, it just becomes a part of like the normal response, the normal behavior.
Correct,
I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of.
But you know, did you ever think about if I sneeze, you telling me bless me, but I probably infected you with COVID?
Nah, you're vaccinated.
No,
nobody is in this studio that ain't vaccinated.
No, I'm saying.
I'm joking. So, wait. Let me say something. Just because you are vaccinated does not mean you cannot get COVID. It simply means once your vaccination is done, you have antibodies that have built up and they will help your body fight against it. It may lessen the symptoms that you may get, but it does not mean that you can't get COVID.
Correct.
Back to our regularly scheduled program.
So you're absolutely right, though.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, like you said, the bless you is just a norm of wherever you came from.
Right.
Because everybody don't say that if you go to a different country or
But
different
it's a Gesundheit. What is? I don't even know what that means. What does Gesundheit mean?
Well, what does bless you mean? Who's blessing you?
Wait, Gesundheit, doesn't that sound like the dude from the Jetsons or something? The little alien?
Yeah,
the little alien. What was his name? My brain.
I know who you're talking about though.
The little alien with the little.
I know. He's like a little Martian dude.
Yeah. What is his name? Gesundheit?
No.
Anyway, all right, bless you. What I remember hearing, and I haven't really thought about this in, I don't know, since I was a kid, but what I remember hearing is people say bless you because like your heart stops for a brief second when you sneeze. And it's one of those.
Really? Hold on. Yeah. So you telling me that's where it came from?
No, I don't know. This is what I heard when people say why people say bless you. And they say like, oh, because your heart briefly stops. I don't know.
So when I was in elementary school, there was a third grade teacher. Because when I sneeze, I really sneeze. And I used to sneeze.
Wait, is it?
No, I mean like over and over.
Oh.
So when I get one, it's going to be at least 3. I won't just sneeze once.
Dang.
So the lady used to say, bless you, God make you good child. And that was for the 3 sneezes every time.
Really?
No lie. But I'm like, what? Like, is this sneezing going to kill me or something?
Hey man, I'm telling you, I've heard that before. Like, I'm not that the sneezing would kill you, but I have heard that about the heart and whatnot. Me personally, I don't know.
But I get the idea that you're saying is just the norm that people say. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
what I don't like, and I love the Lord. I really do. I pray to him multiple times throughout the day. But I do not like people putting the Lord in my life when I need help. The Lord ain't helping me now. I need some solutions. So when I ask somebody and somebody says, hey, just pray on it. Like, again, you don't know me because I've already prayed and I'm asking you for some suggestions that maybe I'm not seeing. Right. But when they say pray on it, I'm like, limited.
Well, it's very, I mean, I don't want to get into a religious topic, but it's very, it's kind of open-ended. I'm probably going to make some people mad, but it's kind of open-ended in a way because like you said, when it gets to a point where somebody doesn't know the answer, they're just going to say, you just got to have faith or something along those lines.
Correct.
Right. But up to that point, you'll probably hit things like, you know, it's all in God's plan. Right. This is a part of
God don't put nothing on you that
you can't handle. Right. And so you'll get all these little anecdotes. Right. That come up and, you know, it is what it is. But then when it gets to that one point where that one question is asked that the individual or the individuals that you're talking to don't know the answer, it all ends with you just got to have faith. So now you're stuck driving home in the fog, getting there, dealing with it, praying, and hoping that
nothing happens to you.
And all we saying is you got to put in the effort for anything that you want in life. You have to put in the effort. I don't care if you're praying to God or a cup of coffee. You have to put in the effort for whatever it is that you want. And That's just what it is. But speaking again about like the mental health aspect, right? It's like when it comes to black people in this world, it's like I know I felt like I don't have time to get depressed. You know what I'm saying? Like I really don't have the time. I got these bills that gotta be paid. You know, I got my son that has to be cared for. You know, so I don't have time for that. So when you asked me the question, we went way off. But when you asked me the question and you said, well, why is it like that? I think it's because of the mentality that we have as a people. And I ain't got time to get depressed is a part of that mentality. It really is. Because if you're thinking I'm going through, it's like we don't have time to get like caught up in sorrow. I'm not saying that we don't experience it. I'm not saying that we don't, but we don't have time to really get caught up in that because it's like, I got stuff I got to do. I got things that need to be handled. I got this job that I need to keep, or I need to find this job. I got no time to sit at home and cry on my own shoulder when it comes to this. And that is a beautiful thing.
What's a beautiful thing?
It's a beautiful thing to have that drive. It's a beautiful thing to be in a space where you know that you might not even know that you're depressed, but you're going through whatever it is that you're going through. But to be able to like be in the middle of that or slightly rise above it and look at yourself and be like, but I got to get this done. I got people that depend on me. I got to do this. It's like emotional adrenaline. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I don't think everybody has that, though.
No, I'm not saying they do. I'm saying, but if they do, it's a beautiful thing, because what we don't want to see is the brother and sister off in the corner crying, curled up in a ball.
Well, how do you know that they didn't already go through the adrenaline rush?
I'm not saying that they haven't, but I'm saying, assuming that they have not, what we don't want to see is somebody giving up. We don't want to see that.
I think that once they're have given up, that drive that you talked about is already passed.
Or maybe they never had it.
Well, you can assume that. But I can say,
but I'm making the example as the assumption. Something happens, boom, it falls on them. They're like, oh my God, I can't deal with it.
The reason why I'm saying it, because like you've been depressed and you've had that drive, correct?
Yeah.
And
I've lost it too.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you still weren't 100%. So if you would have just backed up and got some help, you could have probably performed better, opposed to having that drive. You didn't. If you break your leg, you're not just still going. You're going to have to get to heal. You haven't healed yet to be able to give 100%. But in your head, you're like, I got this drive. I can't disappoint people. But you're really hurting people and yourself because you're not getting the help.
Well, the drive isn't necessarily 100%.
Well, I'm not
saying that. But just to have the mental
will
capacity
to complete a task or whatnot.
Or just to want to do it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm not, just because somebody has weak spots in this moment of this adrenaline coming through them, right? Or this push coming through them, it doesn't mean that they're not going to have moments where they fall weak. I remember going through times where it was like, yo, I'm searching for work for 3 days in a row nonstop. I'm only taking breaks to, pee, shit, and eat or whatever, right? And then break down and cry for an hour. Shake it off, dry them up, get right back to it. You get what I'm saying? And then like you run exhausted, and then you are in the corner. You are in the corner crying and worried and stressed. But then after you shake that off, you get back to it. So, but that's why I was saying in that example, I'm saying that person never had it, which is why I say it's a beautiful thing to see somebody that is stressed and is depressed and going through it, and to see them fight, to see them go, you know what I'm saying? Like,
see this. Okay, I guess I'm having a disconnect. These people in the corner,
right?
What makes you believe that they didn't have that get up and go, that whatever was, what I'm saying is like whatever that was bothering them, beat them up so bad, that's how they ended up, because they never got the help to not get there.
But that's why I made the scenario. You see what I'm saying?
I know.
I'm making the scenario saying that they don't have the drive. I'm saying that the person is weak. Forget what you're saying about like the whole, like, what about what we don't know? I'm saying
that you're saying that
I already know. I'm just saying, and I'm just making the point that it is a beautiful thing when a person does have that drive, because what we don't want to see is people giving up. You get what I'm saying? You're throwing a hypothetical, and I'm already telling you that the hypothetical doesn't exist. I'm telling you that person had the issue, and immediately they crumbled. And I'm saying it's a beautiful thing. How you gonna say no? It's the example that I'm giving.
I'm trying to make it make sense for everybody, and you're saying like there are people that don't have the drive and they just crumble up in a ball.
Right.
But I'm saying you don't know what mentally they were underdeveloped in where they couldn't have
but what you're saying is like it's like I wrote the movie. What you're saying that we don't know, I'm telling you, we already know.
Well, I want everybody to understand it. Like, to me, like, I don't think anybody going to like, look, I'm the type of person that roll up in the ball.
Then guess what? I'm not talking about that person in this made up example. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's who I'm not talking about. I'm saying we know everything start to finish about this one particular person. They had something happen or some things happen to them. They balled up in the corner. And all I'm saying is, instead of being that, it is a beautiful thing for a person to have that drive and to have that grit and to be able to fight. I'm not saying that person didn't. I'm telling you they did not. We know all the answers. And that is where we come with the mental health talk. And I'm saying like, this is where we want that person to get help. This is where we want to give them the tools and the resources to get them out of the corner, off their feet.
Oh, okay. I got you.
You know what I'm saying? This is where when we notice that, when we see that, this is who we want to help, because it is a beautiful thing once they do. Some people have it. It's an innate ability, right? Some people don't, and they need those resources so that they can have that drive.
No, I'm saying no. So that's treatment you're looking for.
Quit pointing at my fish. He's good over there. Angel, lo siento, señor. It's okay. Go back to sleep.
So what you're saying, once they get there, you're giving them treatment. I'm saying before they get there, they should get some prevention to help them prevent from balling up.
Yeah, but you're talking about something else.
Well,
I was giving a whole other.
Well, the reason why I said it, because we're talking about mental health and we want to get people to get help because of coronavirus, and we don't want them to end up like these people over in the corner.
Agreed.
So to make it like, even if it's counseling, therapy, psychiatry, whatever, talk to a trusted friend. I don't know. I just don't want people to do it by themselves.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. So opposed to get into the corner with these fish where we can.
It's okay, guys.
You know how, okay, so somebody could be using this for some guidance. Like, what do you do then? He was like, well, you probably need to take these actions because the people that they're listening to says, have faith.
Yo, they're going to come for you.
Oh, come for me. I believe in God. And Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha. Oh, man, I love the Lord.
Mm-hmm. Coming to America.
I do. I really do. I respect it all, but I don't like it being used as an excuse for like a treatment or a prevention. Like, God's not going to prevent this because he can't control. Well, God's not going to control the people around you. He's going to help you in whatever capacity, but these other people got different motives. And if you just please don't let them beat me up today.
I don't know, man. That's a religious conversation, because like some people will probably say, I mean, because it is said that God knows the beginning, middle, and the end.
I know it was written by man.
I'm just saying.
Me too.
Hey, listen, I agree, but I'm just saying those that will come for you are gonna say God knows beginning, middle, and end. Right. I know, so when you say he's not gonna, he's not, the people around is not gonna help or whatever the case is, somebody out there is nodding their head saying, no, the Lord put them in place to be able to be, even if they're ones that's not gonna help you, they're here to show you something. They're here to teach you something. They have, you know what I'm saying? Like, you go get them, y'all.
Well, I just want everybody to be safe. Right. You know what I'm saying? I want them to have as many solutions to help them. Yes. To healthy. I mean, what am I looking for? To optimal health.
Effective options for them to be able to utilize.
Correct.
To get through whatever.
Like, how about this? I truly believe that majority of African Americans in the United States hasn't ever seen 100% optimal because of the things that we have to adjust to in life.
Yeah, but we don't know that though. We don't know that.
No, I'm saying that
because we don't know what 100% optimal is.
We don't.
That's like that whole thing about using X% of your brain. They're like, you only use this much.
So this is what I'm saying. But really? But the mental aspect that you're talking about, if you have to grow up and say, hey, you can't say this to white people, you've already told me what I can't do. Like, I have to adjust to that. Like, you can't go into this bathroom because they will kill you. Now you didn't put something else on me. I'm like, oh my God, I cannot go in this bathroom. So that's in your mental health. If you see a black person going there and you be like, you shouldn't go in there, and they come out and nothing happens, you're like, I thought I could, you can't go in there. And then you go in there and you get your butt beat. Like, so what I'm saying is we already have so many barriers that create the mental health.
Right.
So how can we be at 100% if you don't know what complete freedom is?
100% of what?
Optimal level.
What is optimal level?
I don't know.
What?
No.
What if you don't know? How you gonna know we not?
So I'm saying that remember we were talking about the white girl.
Let the Lord guide you.
I had to remember. You remember what I said? What does white girl wasted mean? And what did you say?
Oh yeah, it's just mean people going out, getting drunk, and not having a care in the world.
Because there's nothing that they're afraid of that's going to prevent them from getting up to go to work the next day or do whatever they're doing. Black people couldn't do that because they were afraid that it was going to prevent them from getting up to go to work.
Hey dog, I got to get up at 6. I can't.
But I'm saying if you're not worried about that, you can get white girl and white boy wasted. But we, like you said, we got to keep pushing. There's no tired. You got to just. That's what I'm saying. There's no ill. We can't have mental illnesses.
Right.
But we have them. They created them in the beginning. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you already have that mindset, you already hindered yourself.
Bruh, all of this, like even, and you know what's even worse, right? Like one thing that I thought about was we're going through COVID 2020, right? And so what's happening, right? Like, as I remember this from 9/11 as well, right? Like, I remember I was on leave. I was in Japan. And anyway, I could tell the story another time, but on leave in Japan, and I know I was at home. I was studying for rank. I was studying for staff sergeant. And I remember being at home in the towers. That's when everything was happening. And for like 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 2 months, that's all I saw on TV was the towers crumbling. Planes and this and that and that, and then the talk of terrorism and this and that and whatever. That's 2 months, like maybe longer, but that's all we saw. That's all people talked about. America united and flags on the outside of everybody's homes and whatever. And then now we come to 2020 and we all on lockdown, right? Not 2 months, not 1 month, a year.
Plus.
A year, fam, right? Like I remember, it is February right now. And
the first case was January 27th in the U.S.
Let me tell you, the last time that I went to a barbershop was February of 2020.
Really?
I am approaching whatever I do, I've been doing it at home. I'm telling you, no one has touched my face. No one. But my point, we are home and we're locked indoors. They cleaning streets. We can't go out. We ain't got no job. Can't go out with a mask. There's curfews going on. And what's on TV instead of 9/11? All the black people being beat up in the streets.
Oh.
All the black people being killed in the streets. All the riots that are happening. Black Lives Matter. Easy. All the marches. Everything that's associated with that. You think that's not going to cause some type of
mental illness?
You know what I'm saying?
For everybody.
And it's like this recipe that was put together for 2020, shit tastes awful. Like, for real.
We don't even know how awful yet, though.
Because we haven't even seen the end. But imagine, bro. Imagine children not even just, I mean, you're an educator and you have children. I have a son. Like, not being able to go to school and be around, their friends.
I can see it with my kids.
For the extended period of time. Losing that.
Socialism. Social.
No, you're right. And it's all, we're already separated. We're already separated when it comes to Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat and what's the TikTok and all this mess. We're already separated. Nobody even wants to communicate like on a face-to-face basis. Hell, even adults when it comes to like dating and whatnot. That's the only. They're like, nope, just want to talk like this and maybe we can Zoom and Nobody want and in some places you can't, right? But everybody is so detached. And now we've got everything that's happening where you're pretty much forced to be at home and all you got is online school, working remotely, and whatever is on Netflix or your television or the internet. You get what I'm saying, right? Definitely. Whatever's online, whatever you're watching. Bruh, the impact that this will have and has already had on all of us, not just black people, everybody. But specifically speaking about who I am, because I can't speak, I'm approaching this from a whole different angle. Bruh, like I can't imagine this right now. Yo, I'm gonna make a prediction. If anybody is at home and you've lost your job, if there is a way to study online and become a therapist, snatch that up because you about to get you about to have a lot of work come your way. You see what I'm saying? Especially if you are a person of color, because a lot of people of color, they go away from this whole idea of mental health because they would prefer, and I completely understand, prefer to go to somebody that looks like them. I want to go to John, therapist John, because he looks like me.
And may have a better understanding.
And he understands where I'm coming from.
Definitely.
This is a part of the process. In fact, like, I mean, if you go and you search for certain help, they will ask, do you want a male? Do you want a female? Some of them may even ask like down to like ethnic background or religious preference or whatever. All of that because people feel that they can connect better with somebody that is no different than when we used to watch a football game when we was a kid. And I know this is simple, but we watched a football game when we was a kid. We watched San Francisco 49ers. And it's like we go outside and we play and we're like, all right, we're going to be the 49ers. Who you going to be? I'm Jerry Rice. All right, okay, I'll be Ronnie Lott. You know what I'm saying? Never. And it's like you pick nobody was. I mean, okay, maybe they picked Joe Montana, but do you get what I'm saying? Like it's if you can connect, that's why it's so important. And I mean, I'll digress, but that's why it's so important to see us on television. That's why it's so important to see us in these different positions. That's why it was so impactful to see President Barack Obama become the president, because that was something that was put there, and it was like, hey, you can go in that bathroom in the White House. Yeah, you can even be in charge of it. You know what I'm saying? Before that, we had never seen that before. True. But we had always been told this, but you can always be what you want to be. Yeah. You can be whatever you want to be when you grow up, unless you're
that malarkey.
Unless you're my old teachers. Talking about,
you only get one.
You can only be one thing. Like, come on, man.
Don't mess it up.
So, bro, I really think that it's a big deal when it comes to how we look at mental health, who we have representing us in the mental health world, actually getting over yourself. Stop all this, I'm too good for therapy, that ish don't work, whatever. Get out of all of that. You can't do everything by yourself. And the sooner people start to realize that, we'll become a better society. That's what I think.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I'm totally on board with that. Like, it's just, the problem is the information that people receive. Like you said, faith without work is dead, right?
Right.
People want information given to them. They don't want to look for it. So everything that they learn, they believe was real.
I mean, yeah.
I'll even give you, like, you said that you want somebody to look like you, but to me, just because they look like me, you can't automatically assume that they understand your struggle, because their background plays a significant role. Like, let's say hypothetically, Barack Obama was a therapist.
Right.
And I see him and I was like, I need a black man. They give me Barack Obama. Barack Obama really ain't gonna help. He don't know anything about my struggles. Barack Obama was a privileged kid that didn't see dead bodies and people getting locked up for drugs. Right. So his perception of what I would think would be completely off. He would say, those are wrong things and this, but he doesn't understand that I've been a part of this. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't going that deep though.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying.
I'm just looking at it from the optics of people, just like I said, like black quarterbacks. For example, football, Randall Cunningham, Warren Moon, or whatever.
I get it.
And now we're everywhere.
I just don't want the public, because you said we don't have that many people that look like us. So if they feel like they can't find anybody, then they feel like they can't get any help.
But it also
and I don't want them to feel that way.
I agree. And it's also a deterrent. No, I wasn't saying that that's how it should be.
No, I was just saying it for the audience.
Like that's a way that a lot of people have spoken about it.
Oh, that's how I felt.
And because they don't see, regardless if you can relate or not, because they don't see a lot of black people in that space, right? Like I was reading, I had the numbers, I wanted to go in, but because they don't see a lot of therapists in that space, it's kind of like that's not for, what are they going to do? What are they going to do?
The population of black people in the actual profession.
Right, that are actually helping. So it's kind of like, Well,
when do you see the professions? You only see them on the movies.
I mean,
no, I'm talking about regular people. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about like when people see therapists, it's normally on a movie. They don't know a therapist,
right? But that also plays into society.
Oh yeah.
Who do you see normally being a crime boss? Who do you see normally being like a thug in California? Who do you normally see being a gangster in New York? Who do you normally see dealing drugs in Florida? You get what I'm saying? So it's a huge part of society.
Definitely.
Because going in reverse, we're looking at the Haitians in Florida and the Colombians, right? We're looking at the Mexicans in California. We're looking at the black people in New York and the Puerto Ricans in New York, right? This is what we're seeing. So then when people see you on the street, this is the assumption. So yes, when you see a movie or a TV show and the therapist is always white, it's an older white lady that looks like this and an older white man that looks like that. And, you know, maybe you have somebody who, whatever, this is what they see, then this perception becomes reality.
Yeah.
And that has to change. And that's why I said before, like, representation. That's why I was mentioning football. Like, the representation is real. You know what I'm saying? Whether you know, like her, love her, hate her, whatever, Tiffany Haddish and that representation of a woman that seems to be, and those are air quotes for those that can't see, those seems to be like very authentic, right? And just kind of like real and raw or whatever. Somebody out there is watching saying, hey, okay, well, if Tiffany can do it, so can I. There's somebody on a poll right now in the Dominican Republic that is like, yo, Cardi B, like I can do it. Hey man, it is what it is. I'm just saying, but like, because that barrier has been broken, it's there. Right?
You think it's been broken?
Once it's been broken, at least the conversation is being had. Because before, I'm pretty sure there are probably millions of people that were like, ain't nobody black gonna be president.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, let's think about our grandparents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those that may not have been able to see Barack Obama become president, or our great grandparents. Those that may not have been able to see Barack Obama become president. Ask them that question 40 years ago. Representation is key, fam.
I know.
And I'm not saying it's the answer, but it's the key. At least if you have the key and you can open up the door, now you can visualize whatever the possibilities are.
I got you.
But without the key, all you're sitting doing is saying, I wonder what's on the other side.
So how do
we
change that look? Like okay, I understand. I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But how do we? Where's the key? And who's gonna let us put it in and turn it so people can see that this exists? Like, what?
Everybody point at the camera. Everybody point at the screen. You're an educator. You're one of the ones it starts with.
Like, what form? Like, because like educators are different. They have a script to follow too.
They definitely do, but somebody's got to push the envelope. Somebody got to be a Joe Clark.
Okay, so you know what?
Somebody got to be a Joe Clark.
So that goes to the white. That's his name, right? Yeah. Listen, that goes to the white girl the white boy wasted. Like, if I were to do that, I'm endangering the livelihood of my life and preventing to put food. This is what I'm saying.
Nah, when you do it smart.
Look,
you're smarter than that.
Look, I'm just saying that it's more difficult than one would think. Like, only the great teachers are willing to break rules. And if you're black and you're a great teacher, you truly believe in yourself, or you have a backup plan that would allow you to do what you do. But most of the time, greatness don't just fall in everybody's lap. So in order to break those rules, you got to have a level of freedom about yourself. Like, I don't really need this, but I know they need this. And if you're going to get rid of me, it's cool because I did my job. Who's willing to put their livelihood online to help some kids that they may not see again?
I agree with you, except for one thing.
What's up?
I never said break rules.
Oh, no. When I say break rules, you're talking about it's my job. But somebody says, hey, Mr. Lewis is teaching us this. What?
But see, I didn't say do that.
No, I'm saying, what does it look like?
But what I'm saying, so it would be in another way, because you know the system, you know how it works. You're great with people, right?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about these other people.
But I'm pointing at you, and I told everybody to point at the screen and look at you.
You did.
You're the educator that's sitting here, right? I mean, I do it in a different way, but that's only one field. So you're the educator that's sitting here. You are one of those individuals that can help make a difference. I'm not saying run up in there with a Black Panther outfit on and a Kango or whatever and be like, listen up, students. You know what I'm saying? Wearing a Wakanda freaking t-shirt. I didn't say that. Nah. And just take your books. Go to page 26. Rip it out. Go to page 27. Do the same. Now take the book and throw it out the window. Like, nobody said do that.
Yes, right? That's what you do though.
All right, Joe Clark. Okay.
They used to call you Crazy Joe. Now they call you Batman.
But you see what I'm saying? So I'm definitely not saying that. But because you're an intelligent brother, right? And you know the system, I bet you know other intelligent brothers and sisters that know the system. And where they don't know it, y'all can work together and guide each other. And you can figure out a way. That change is not going to happen overnight. But I bet money that y'all can figure out a way to try to implement an effective one. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying go in and break the rules and risk your life and your livelihood and, you know, put your income on hold. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying we can work smarter to try to figure out a better way. Maybe, and shout out to Alexandra out of New Jersey with Think Like a Boss podcast. She went and her mother, right, they were looking at this whole pandemic thing, and what they did was she turned her whole downstairs into a school. Her whole downstairs of her house into a school. So this is, and she used to be a teacher. She's you know, she's on the way to being a mogul, right? She's doing her thing. She got her business. She does international work or whatever. It was a pleasure to me to be on that season 3 of their podcast. But what she does, and she's like an ex-dancer, right? She does a lot of things in the black community. Think Like a Boss is all about empowering black women. But she saw a need in the community. Right. Mm-hmm. And her mother has the ability, and she also has background in it. Her mother has the ability to be able to put this in motion. They have a school in their home. So what does it look like? It looks like that. She was able to talk to the people that she knows in the community.
How many people do you think would do something like that?
I'm not speaking in the hypothetical negative.
No, I'm saying she's great.
You're asking me how it worked. I'm saying get a bunch of people talking to her because she can guide them if that's what they really want to do. For example, that's one way they can work. It's just like when you talk about income, right? Having one source of income, we're always going to be broke or just making ends meet. Having multiple sources of income is how we gain wealth, richness, and then going into wealth, right? She's not the only one, and the way that she's doing it isn't the only way. You see what I'm saying? There are other people doing other things. Maybe we have somebody that's great in athletics and they open up their own youth center. Now we got another way or what? I don't know. I don't know because I'm not in that space. All I'm saying is it can look a lot better than walking up in the school with a bat, telling everybody what's going to happen and what's not going to happen and chaining the doors.
It's way more difficult than that, brother.
I believe it is. But what I'm speaking about is at least one person that has made a difference in New Jersey. And it's along the same lines of what we're talking about. How we're going to educate the people, getting in, making sure that they get the information that they need at a very young age, right? To help propel them through life. And if one person can do it, more than one person can do it, period. So it's not supposed to be easy. Change like that is not supposed to be a type of change where we're just going to be, you know what, there's an app for that. And then you just go to the freaking app store and download it and everything is great. It's not supposed to be that easy. Yeah. Nothing worthwhile is that easy. Yeah. So yes, it can look like that and it can take time, but it's got to start somewhere, right? That's the way that I'm seeing it, fam.
Yeah, I mean, so being in education, I've seen people open up schools and everything, man. It's so many different things that when you deliver it, you just make it seem like it's a lot easier than the level of difficulty that's being presented. Like what you want, I've seen people open up black schools where there was just things that they did not think about that's playing a significant role. Like the curriculum they could change, but it's so many things that actually keep it flowing that you don't think about.
You giving me the problems that are associated with it and reasons for people to be like, well, I don't think we'd be able to do it. What I'm saying is forget all of that. It's a possibility that it can be done.
Yeah, it's gonna take an effort that it's not just that one person. It's like a concerted effort with so many different.
Agreed. Yeah. Right. And this is why I say it's just like income. More than one source.
I can dig it.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
But bottom line is out there, people, we need to make sure that, you're taking care of yourself. Definitely. Right? Mental health is a real thing.
Very.
It's something that affects all of us, even on levels where we don't realize it. We may not realize it. And, I would say this, we're not in a space where we can diagnose ourselves all the time, right? I believe that we can to certain levels, but we're not in a space where we can diagnose ourselves all the times. My advice would be surround yourself with people that actually care about you. Go through the weeds. Make sure that the people that you have around you have your best interests at heart and that you care enough about them to where you have their best interests at heart. Because that is building a circle of trust. That is building a circle of true friendship. And those are the people that are going to look out for you. All right.
Inshallah.
Yo, that's been another episode of Diverse Clarity. This is where we have those thought-provoking conversations about things that matter and some that don't. We'll see you next episode.
Peace.